At first glance, Iceland and Hawaii look to be about as different from one another as two places could possibly be. And in one sense they are. Hawaii is warm, tropical, and Polynesian, while Iceland is a cold Nordic country that straddles the Arctic Circle. People in Hawaii eat exotic fruits and spam, while people in Iceland eat fresh fish and hot dogs. Reykjavik is known for its tidy, colorful Legoland-like buildings, and Honolulu is known for Waikiki Beach. But both places are remote volcanic islands which share dramatic, beautiful scenery and coastal cliffs shaped by wave erosion. Both Iceland and Hawaii have exotic imported wildlife like cows and horses, and both, being remote volcanic islands, have an abundance of waterfalls. This is Akaka Falls on the Big Island of Hawaii. Because Hawaii's lava rocks are porous like a large sponge, any groundwater quickly flows to the ocean. Iceland is also famous for beautiful waterfalls, but stores much of its moisture in glaciers that melt seasonally to release large volumes of surface water. This is Gullfoss, one of Iceland's largest waterfalls. When I visited Iceland from my home in Hawaii, I landed on a cold, windy May day. On the drive into Reykjavik from the airport in Keflavik, I was surprised and impressed with how much the barren lava landscape reminded me of the drive from Kona Airport on the Big Island of Hawaii. As I drove the empty road to Snæfellsnes Peninsula, I was reminded of a similar drive between volcanoes Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea on the Big Island of Hawaii. This is the saddle road that runs between the towns of Hilo and Kona on Hawaii Island. It can be a beautiful, exhilarating drive on a nice day with a good car, or it can be as frightening as any rough road during bad weather in Iceland. Months later, back in Hawaii, I was once again struck by the similarity to Iceland's landscape while driving on a remote stretch of the Pi'ilani Highway on the southern flank of Maui's Haleakala volcano. This is a remote stretch of unpaved road between Selfoss and Grindavik in southwest Iceland. Many of the roads in Iceland are rough and remote. They pass through rocky moonscapes with little or no vegetation. This is the dry southern edge of Maui, driving toward Ulupalakua. Like parts of Iceland, some of Hawaii's relatively young volcanic landscapes lack the moisture and the mineral nutrients to support large plant populations. In this image, two photos of Hawaii and Iceland are stitched together. The picture on the left shows Waimea Canyon on the island of Kauai. Notice how well it fits together with the volcanic mound near Grindavik in southwest Iceland on the right. The reds, yellows, and purples in the rock are due to iron oxide created during the volcanic eruptions, or in the case of Waimea Canyon, through the weathering process. One of the most obvious differences between Iceland and Hawaii is latitude. The small Icelandic island of Grimsey sits directly on the Arctic Circle and, like the rest of the country, experiences summer white nights and dark winter days. This photo was taken around midnight in late May in Reykjavik. Hawaii, on the other hand, is just below the Tropic of Cancer in roughly the same latitude as Cuba or southern Taiwan. Because of its relative proximity to the equator, sunset times during the winter and summer vary only by about 1 hour and 20 minutes. The Hawaiian sun never sets much later than 7:15, but sunsets are gorgeous year-round as evidenced by this photo taken in December in Hanapepe on Kauai Island. Hawaii's tropical setting is good for plants, too, but like plants in Iceland, they all originally came from outside by the forces of nature or, like this plumeria blossom, by humans. And just as Hawaii is not as hot as many people imagine, Iceland is not covered completely by ice and has its share of beautiful plant life. Hawaii and Iceland, both comprised of remote volcanic islands, unlikely landing points for people, plants, or animals, but both of unparalleled beauty, one in the north and one in the south. Sometimes on the surface they may look different, yet if we search, we find common threads, sometimes in unexpected places. This final image shows, on the left, a local Hawaiian car. On the right, we see a post box in downtown Reykjavik. The culture and the country may be different, but the song remains the same. For Iceland Review, this is John Letman in Hawaii.